Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will go through substitution. So substitution just means to exchange. Like in sport, if you make a substitution, you exchange one player for another. So in algebra, we are exchanging pronumerals for numbers. We're swapping a pronumeral, changing it to a number. So the kind of question you need to be able to do, if x equals -9, y equals 12, we're going to calculate the value of x, y. So just remember in algebra, if no operation is written between two pronumerals or numbers, it always means times. This means the value of x times the value of y. So if I want to substitute x and y for -9 and 12 respectively, all I do, everywhere I see an x, I'm going to replace it with -9. And everywhere I see a y, I'm going to replace it with 12. So I just have -9 times 12. So 9 times 12 is 108, and because I'm multiplying a negative and a positive, my answer is negative. So that's my final answer. When you're asked to evaluate or calculate the value of an expression, your answer should be one number only. Let's try this one here, 2 outside of y minus x. So I'm going to replace y with 12 minus, now I'm going to replace x with -9. So, you know, from order of operations, we do what's in the bracket first. 12 subtract -9 becomes 12 plus 9, two negatives next to each other. So it's 2 times 12 plus 9 is 21, which equals 42. So once again, if no operation is written between numbers and pronumerals, it is times. That's why I did 2 times 21. All right, let's try this one, which is a little harder. We're going to calculate the value of the square root of x squared plus y squared. So I'm going to replace x with -9. Now, when you're subtracting a negative, sometimes you need to use brackets here. We need to use brackets because -9 squared like that is actually different from this. This one gives you a positive answer, this gives you a negative answer. So just be aware of that. So -9 squared plus y, which is 12 squared. So that's the square root of -9 squared's positive 81. 12 squared's 144. So then 81 plus 144 is 225. The square root of 225 is saying, what do you times by itself to get 225? And that is 15. All right, let's try this question here. So if a is less than 0, b is greater than 0, would b squared minus a be positive or negative? So note, this is a shorthand way of saying a is negative. This says b is positive. So if a is negative and b is positive, would b squared minus a be positive or negative? Well, here we have two terms. Let's look at them individually. So b squared is always going to be positive. You can't square a number and get a negative. So we know that b squared is positive. We also know that a is negative. But the thing is, we are subtracting a negative. We have a positive, subtract a negative. Remember, two negatives next to each other make a positive. So this is absolutely going to be positive. It's a positive plus a positive. Now, if you're really unsure of this, you could substitute any positive number for b and any negative number for a and see what happens. So let's just say, I'm just going to choose random values. Let's say a was -1, because it has to be negative, and let's say b was +2. b squared minus a would be b squared minus a. Well, 2 squared is 4. 4 subtract -1 becomes 4 plus 1, which is 5. It doesn't matter which negative number you choose for a, which positive number you choose for b, this expression will always yield a positive number, as long as a is negative and b is positive. So just a quick note regarding substitution. Sometimes there are numbers you can't substitute. So for example, if I have the expression 1 over x, that means 1 divided by x. This fraction line means divided by. Now I can substitute almost any value for x. There's one value that I can't, and that's 0. See, the thing is, we cannot divide by 0. So I can't substitute x for 0 into this expression. So for example, if I had 1 over x minus 3, I can't substitute x for 3. Why not? Because if x was 3, I'd get 1 divided by 0, which you cannot do. You can't divide by 0, you can't square root a negative number, so just be aware of that when you're performing substitution. Alright, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.